here at Johnstown Castle, and we're going to find out why the last owner thought that it was cursed. The Esmond family first built a castle on these grounds in the 12th century following the Norman invasion of Ireland, and multiple residents of the castle have had a series of misfortunes befall them. The Esmond family themselves were residents at the castle for many years before Oliver Cromwell expelled them in 1649. He and his men even used the land around the castle to prepare for their sack of Wexford. And just a heads up, there were no videos allowed inside the castle, so I'm going to use some still photos. In 1692, the castle was then purchased by the Grogan family. However, nearly a century later, Cornelius Grogan would be executed for participating in the 1798 rebellion against the crown. The castle went to his brother, John Knox Grogan, who created the Johnstown Castle as it is today with his son Hamilton Knox Grogan Morgan, and Hamilton would become the largest landowner in Ireland without a title. The castle was then inherited by his daughter Jane, who won the castle in a horse race against her sister Elizabeth. Jane, however, would die of consumption aged only 32. Jane's daughter Adelaide would also lose various children and her husband, with only one of her 4 children outliving her. One son was shot by thieves, and then her husband died of pneumonia. Another one of her sons was killed in the early weeks of World War I, and her daughter died after the war. The castle was meant to be inherited by Adelaide's first grandson, Gerald, but he died in the African front during World War II in 1943. Johnstown was then meant to go to Maurice Victor Lakin, the next son, who had narrowly survived a shot to the head. The tragedy continues, however, because shortly after losing his brother, his mother would also die in a horse riding accident. These personal tragedies led Lakin to declare that the house was cursed and that he no longer wished to own it, although high taxes that came with the castle might have also played a role in his desire to cut ties. In 1944, the contents of the castle were sold at auction, and in 1945, it became the property of the state, and the castle ended up being occupied by the Department of Agriculture as a center for scientific research in order to improve Ireland's agricultural industry. And in 2017, it reopened to the public as part of Irish Heritage Trust, and you can now explore the beautiful castle and grounds today.